Class 10 will continue chapter number 10, that is the nervous system. So in the last session we dealt with actions, okay, types of actions, namely voluntary actions and involuntary actions, okay. Today we'll see the types of involuntary actions, okay, types of involuntary actions which are also called reflexes, This means involuntary action, okay, involuntary action. So reflexes are the involuntary actions, okay. An involuntary action is a quick, immediate, automatic, involuntary action in the body brought about by a stimulus, okay, is called your involuntary action, okay. So that's what we discussed in the last session too. So today we'll see the types of your involuntary actions or reflexes. All right, so they are natural or inborn, okay. And second one is your conditioned, which is also called acquired, okay. So these are the two types of involuntary actions, okay. So first let us talk about natural or inborn reflexes. So natural means natural or inborn reflex actions means those actions which are natural, which are by birth, okay, which are inherited from parents, where the past experiences are not needed, okay. So they are your natural, or inborn activities or inborn actions. For example, you see blinking of eyes, okay, blinking of eyes, these are natural, okay. We don't need to have any past experience for this, okay. Blinking of eyes, coughing, sneezing, so these are all protective response for the protection when something approaches the eyes, okay. Something is trying to come into the eyes, are trying to get into our eyes. What we do, we just happen to blink it. That we need not think for blinking, but it just happens itself, okay. Similarly, coughing also, when during the time of eating, if something goes into the your windpipe, not into the food pipe, but trying to go or is going into the windpipe, that time also we'll try to cough. We happen to cough, so that those those things which are stuck there in the windpipe are out, okay. Similarly, sneezing, if some kinds of things or some irritants enter our nose, we happen to sneeze, so that we get rid of that problem. So these are the natural or inborn reflex actions which are protective type. Similarly, salivation, okay. When we eat something, then to support digestion, saliva comes there in the mouth, so that is also a natural or inborn your activity, okay. Similarly, swallowing. So with regard to the saliva, okay, with regard to the salivation, let me tell you that this salivation can be cited the examples for both, okay. That is for natural also, for conditioned also, okay. For natural, let's say when we eat something, to support digestion, the saliva has to come out there. Saliva has to get secreted there. Otherwise, that your digestion won't be completed. There will be some problem there in digestion. Okay, so that is the natural one. And the conditioned. How come this salivation can also be considered as the example for conditioned? Let me tell you. See, when we eat something, okay, when we eat something and it is so delicious that you have seen it, its color, okay, and you have even taken the smell of it, okay. And when you eat such delicious food, then it's experienced to you, that means it's already there in your memory, okay, it's already there in your system. Then when we when you get second time, okay, so before eating itself, when you see that beautiful food served for you, that scented, that delicious food served for you, the automatically the saliva comes because of your past experience. So in that case, that your salivation is your conditioned reflex action. Okay, as I was telling you, the examples, natural or inborn, your activities. Salivation, I've told you, swallowing. When you eat something, you choose for some time, you automatically swallow it. You cannot keep those foods there in mouth for a long period of time. It will be swallowed. Okay, in the same way, peristalsis, when you eat something, when you swallow, then the food automatically uh, move downward to the stomach to the small intestine. So like that, the movement is there inside, because of which the food will be pushed downward, and this movement of the intestine or alimentary canal is called peristalsis. So these are all inborn natural experience, your reflex actions, and these are the functional efficiencies actually. Okay, salivation, swallowing, peristalsis. Okay, these are all the functional efficiencies that come under your natural or inborn reflexes. Okay, so beside this, there are a number of examples for this natural or inborn reflex actions. For example, knee jerk. When you are sitting nicely, keeping your this leg in the relaxed position, so that time if a part just below the kneecap is hit or is tapped, then what happens is that you happen to jerk your knee. So you do not know that you are going to jerk your knee, but you automatically jerk your knee. Similarly, when you happen to touch a hot object, how fast you would draw your hand, you do not know. So this is also natural or inborn your reflex action. So beside this, there are many. I've told you, coughing, sneezing. So these are the natural or inborn reflex actions. Okay, now let us go to the conditioned one, conditioned or acquired reflection. That means conditioned or acquired reflection is a reflex action which is an automatic, quick, okay, quick means immediate, involuntary action in the body brought about by a past experienced action or past experience. All right, so as I've given you the example of the food which you had eaten before, some days ago, some years ago. All right, so that food you need not eat to to get salivated. So at the sight of that food, the smell of that food itself is enough to get salivated. So that is your condition. Okay, you have got condition because of that past experience, the saliva is coming in your mouth. So that is your condition or acquired your what do you call it, your reflex action, which you are performing because of the past experience. Okay, that is your condition. So there are many other examples for this condition or acquired involuntary actions also. Okay, you see, playing a guitar. Okay, you are a very good guitarist. Okay, so unless you learning is to build up some kind of experience in you. So when you play next time after learning, so that becomes your past experience. So with that with that past experience only, you will be able to play the guitar. In the same way, playing on a musical instrument, okay, playing keyboards there on the playing keys on the keyboards. So these are all the reflexations that you are showing because of your past experience. And another very common example I'll give you about this condition or acquired reflex action is that you stand up when a teacher enters in your classroom. That means because for the last many years you are practicing this. Okay, so now at this standard, whoever a teacher, whoever comes to your class, that means whether it is the principal or your class teacher or whoever comes, then you automatically stand up and you greet your teacher. So this is also a kind of reflex action in you caused due to your past experience. So these are the conditioned or acquired involuntary actions. All right. With regard to the conditioned reflex action, I just wanted to tell you an experiment done by Russian biologist called Pavlov. Okay, the experiment done by him is known as Pavlov's experiment. Pavlov's experiment. Okay, so in this experiment, he considered a dog. Okay, so then what he did is that he went near the dog. Okay, and he rang the bell, and this ringing of the bell did not affect the dog. Okay, then what he did is that he rang the bell and simultaneously he gave the food to the dog. That means what he did is that he rang the bell and gave the food to the dog simultaneously, and he continued this practice for several days. Then one day what he did, he simply rang the bell but did not give the food to the dog. Okay, so that time, without serving the food itself, okay, without giving the food itself, the dog got salivated. Okay, that means here the sound itself was enough to create saliva in the dog. So from this what we understand is that dog was conditioned. Okay, dog was conditioned to this practice. Which practice out here? Ringing the bell and giving the food to the dog. So the dog was conditioned to this practice, so that whenever the bell was wrong, the dog got salivated. Okay, so this is how the conditioned reflex action is formed in the animals because of the past experience. All right. Okay, now we'll see the nervous pathway in reflexes. Okay, the way through which such the impulses for the reflex action travel. Okay, is your nervous pathway in reflexes. So how does it travel? Okay, so this your reflexes, which are an involuntary quick action that take place in the body, okay, is there, which requires a very short pathway, okay, which takes place in a very very quickly. In fact, that's why the path is very short. All right, so where that many neurons are not involved, 2-3 neurons are involved, 2 or 3 neurons in fact. Okay, so where what happens is that whichever at whichever level the impulses or that stimulus is received, all right, so at that level only your spinal cord is involved. It's not that it goes to the up and down of the spinal cord, but to that level, whichever level the that your impulse, or what you call it, your stimulus is received, at that level only that your message goes. Okay, that your stimulus of the change, whatever the stimulus is, that will go there. Okay, so here this is the diagram to show the nervous pathway in reflex action. All right, so you see this is the skin. Let us say it is your receptor. Where you see this is the skin where the receptor cells are there, receptor neurons are there, which receive the different kinds of stimuli, okay, like heat or something like that. All right, so after receiving that, what happens is that this will be traveling through here, okay, which means that will be carried by the sensory neuron here, okay, and via the dorsal root it will go to the this your spinal cord itself. That means this is the region of your spinal cord, okay, where you see your association neurons. Okay, association neurons means here you see both motor and your sensory neurons together, okay, which is called your association neuron. So this sensory neuron will be carrying that impulse from here to here, okay, in a very short way, okay, and then it will be taken to the ventral. So that way it will come down to the ventral root, and from ventral root it will go to the spinal nerve, okay, being carried by the motor neuron or motor nerves. Then it will go to the effector organs, that means to the muscles, so that these muscles will give the effect, these muscles will show the effect. So that quick it is, okay, it doesn't go that far, okay. Sometimes your brain also is not involved. All right, so quickly the action takes place out here, having a very short pathway. Okay, so this is how the reflex action take place, where 2 or 3 neurons are only involved, where such impulses, okay, will not be going up and down of the spinal cord, because you see up and your spinal cord extends right from your medulla oblongata to the second your lumbar vertebra, but it doesn't go that far. So whichever level it come, it is there that your message is received or that your stimuli are received. So at that level only it runs, and finally it will be brought to the effector organs or your muscles by the motor nerve. So this way it travels here, okay, which is your nervous pathway in the reflex action. All right, because it is a quick action, it is a very automatic action, so that the pathway is also very short. All right, okay, now we have another important subtopic of this chapter is the reflex arc. All right, the reflex arc. The reflex arc, which means the path of reflexes. The path of reflexes. Okay, so reflex arc is an arc-like path, or the shortest path, which the your stimulus or the impulse takes to travel from receptors to the effector. Okay, this is the shortest route, or an arc-like path through which the impulse travels from the receptor organs to the effector organs very quickly, the arc-like path. So that is called the reflex arc, or it is the path of reflexes. All right, so here that can be shown with the help of that symmetric chart, like this. See see stimulus, okay, or impulse. You can even see impulse out here, okay, goes to your receptor. It is now stimulus only, rather you can say stimulus first. All right, not impulse now. Then receptors will be going to the your spinal cord or brain, okay, by the sensory neurons, okay. Then from here it goes to the effector organs, spinal cord to effectors. Okay, so effectors means it may be muscles or your glands, okay, with the help of your motor nerves, or motor neurons. All right, then what is in the response? Question is what? Response. So this is the your what you call the flow of that your stimulus in the reflex arc. See, stimulus here received by the receptors here. All right, then from receptors it goes to the spinal cord or brain, being carried by the sensory neurons. Then it will go to where, as I've told you, to the brain or spinal cord. Then it will go directly to the effector organs. It may be your muscles or glands being carried by the motor nerves, okay, or motor neurons. Then ultimately what is seen? The response, what it has to do against that stimulus, what response is there. So that will be seen at the end very quickly, okay, traveling through this shortest path, which is called reflex arc. Okay, so this is all about your what you call your reflex action and reflex arc. All right, and this is how we conclude this chapter number 10 also. Okay, and question answers I've been telling you that please uh, you can get it from the what do you call your from your internet itself, because giving all the question answer is not possible here. So there is the app, okay, where you can see where you can google your Selena's, okay, class class 10 biology, Selena's biology. So then you enter the chapter's name, then you find everything whatever is here in the book, okay, all your objective types, all subjectives, all you find there, you please refer to them. So and that is also very important from the examination point of view. Usually there in ICC we get the questions from this Selena's only, so you please do from there. Okay, so if the time spares afterwards and before the examination, before your final examination, if the school resumes, then there we can even have a talk of it. All right, so physically we can talk of it, then we clear all the doubts. All right, so thank you very much.